What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Cybot, the Universal Gamer, and I'm here with a gaming article that was on the front page of Yahoo Mail the other day, and I decided to go ahead and save it and read to you guys some of the article talking about $60 games, talk about games in general and how some of these developers are losing money in the gaming industry and wondering why, and trying to find that point between making money, saving the consumers money in their pockets to buy more stuff, and keeping a fan base going on with their particular games. So check it out. And I'm not going to read the entire article. I took some of the stuff out of here to make it more, smaller, but still deliver the whole article to you guys. Okay, check it out. It starts off like this. A boxed copy of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, the world's top-selling console game, costs $60. Angry Birds, the world's biggest mobile game franchise, costs $1 for software that you can download in under a minute. The pricing gap between what's traditionally considered the highest tier premium games and the fast evolving mobile, tablet, and social gaming market is widening, and is spelling out disaster for countless game marketers or markets caught in the middle. So that's kind of deep right there, as that said. Any game that's in between, the high tier games and the low tier games, any game in between is hard to sell sometimes because either the consumers are going to go for the high-end games, and have money for the high-end games, or they're going to go for the low-end games. The games in between is kind of hard to sell, which is kind of weird. But those games that's like in between, that's not super hot and not super overpriced, but at the same time they fall in between. Some of those don't sell, and it forces them to lower their prices even down lower and stuff like that, and it sucks. Especially the games that's $60, and that's not as big as other AAA games. They go on to say that physical game content as of 2011 was down 8%, and this year also haven't been a cakewalk for game sales. It's apparent that people aren't buying games like they used to, and the industry is scrambling to find out why. People are not buying games like they used to, and the gaming industry, developers, publishers are trying to find out why. Is it hard to see? These days people got money for bills, got money for rent, toiletries, kids, food, and then whatever they got left, they enjoy whatever hobbies they got. Gaming might not be their only hobby. Like me, gaming is not my only hobby. Especially in the summertime, gaming is nowhere near my only hobby in the summertime, and throughout some parts of the year, that's not my only hobby. I also make and customize clothing, body surf, cook, design board games and stuff like that. So I gotta have money for the other stuff I do as a hobby and stuff like that. About to start getting back into RC, Nitro RC and all that stuff. So they gotta, not only are they battling with the other games inside the gaming industry and other developers and publishers, they're also battling with other people's, the consumers, other hobbies they have. And the article also gets into that, and puts a lot of sense inside a lot of people's heads. $60 has always been embarrassing, a crippling barrier in the gaming market compared to its entertainment peers. Let me read that again. $60 has always been embarrassing, a crippling barrier in the gaming market compared to its entertainment peers. For example, a brand new book, DVD, or CD rarely breaks the $20 mark. And even the highest tier Blu-ray caps out at around $30. Why are new games so pricey? Avatar, which the collector's edition, the limited edition, comes with so much stuff on these discs. It's ridiculous. These are Blu-ray discs. These are the highest price discs you can buy in the world, except for stuff that's not available to the consumers. But this is the highest collector's edition you can get from the Avatar movie. Comes with, let me see, 1, 2, 3 discs. It's another one right here, and hardcover book. It's like a hardcover book and everything. The art is amazing, and this only cost me $24. $24. When it first came out, it was like $35, $30 or whatever. The limited edition. Goes up beside here like this. Is it the limited edition? I don't know, collector's edition, extended edition, whatever. Extended edition. Comes with so much stuff on these discs. $24. The Lion King Blu-ray. Comes with 4 discs. 3D Blu-ray copy. Blu-ray copy. DVD copy. And digital copy. Digital copy. DVD copy. Blu-ray copy. Blu-ray 3D copy. These are expensive discs. $24. $24.99 for this complete thing. Planet Earth, one of the most expensive Blu-ray things you can buy. It's been like $80 for a while. Bought it for $50 though. $50. It's $80 when it first came out, somewhere around there. $50. Still lower than a video game. How many hours does it have? 550 minutes worth of HD 1080p Blu-ray, oh my god, on your TV action on this bad boy right here. 550 minutes. Now I know you're saying, well, a game lasts longer than that and stuff like that, but the whole point is that, you know, you gotta understand the gaming market is competing with stuff like this too. It's like, do I buy a Blu-ray or do I buy a video game? Go figure. So anyways, publishers have long blamed consoles gaming high price. Skyrocketing development price is a biggie, and it's piracy. Most recently, publishers are taking aim to the used game market and trying to figure out ways to charge money for these companies selling their used games copies and stuff like that. Now, there's a lot of pirators out there. You may be one, your friend may be one. You know, there's a lot of pirates out there. I'm not one of them or whatever. I like the feeling of buying something and I know that it's mine instead of stealing it. And I don't like that feeling that I get when I steal something. Like, I haven't stolen nothing in like years. Everybody steals them once in a while. When I was like a little kid, I used to like steal bags of chips from the store, ice cream or something, you know, stuff like that, you know. But I hate that feeling that I used to always get when I steal something, or when I know I pick up something off the ground, I know it's not mine, and you know, I just, even though you're probably happy because you got something for free, it's still that deep down gut feeling like I'm a fucking fucked up person. That's the feeling I hate having. So I like the feeling of buying something and working for it. But it's a lot of pirates out there, and the reason why they pirate stuff is they just can't afford it. You know, they want it so bad, they would like to support the developers sometimes. But one person made a strong point to me and to people on these forums, because I'll be reading forums sometimes a lot. One person made a point. Even if games were like $20 brand new, there'll still be pirates, because people that pirate games are not going to buy those in particular games anyways. They just pirate those games because they just want to just play around with those games, but they actually do, most of, like 80% of the pirates out there actually buy games that they know they're going to play, that they love, and that they want to support the developers in. Everything else, they just pirate everything else because they just don't care about it, you know, and stuff like that. About 70 to 80% of them do that, and that made me think, like, wow, that's kind of deep, you know, that's kind of true. When you actually look at it, it is kind of true. Even if some games cost $5 brand new, they're still going to be pirates because they're not going to buy that stuff anyway. Those pirates are the people that's not going to buy that in particular stuff anyway. To only buy the stuff that they want to buy. Everything else is just going to pirate, like I said. So let me read some more of the article. Okay, so people are having fun playing affordable games. Anything under $15 or so. Also, games like Draw Something, Angry Birds, and Infinity Blade aren't only played by casual gamers. That's true. I'm a hardcore gamer, I'm a core gamer, I play the hell out of Angry Birds. I know plenty of other hardcore gamers, strictly hardcore gamers, that play Angry Birds and Infinity Blade and all that stuff. So, that being said, the top known franchises like Halo, Elder Scrolls, Battlefield, and Madden aren't going anywhere, at least for a while, a little while longer. Also, games that critics and consumers can't go without, which are considered as must-haves, aren't going nowhere no time soon. They're going to continue to support the massive premium. You know, those people are going to still support those games, you know, even if they're $70, the must-have games, those ain't going nowhere no time soon either as well. So it's the mid-tier titles that's the riskier endeavors, you know, You know, because the games that's not like for example, like it's a lot of games out there. Like probably let's say one of my favorite games of last year as far as shooters, say Resistance 3. That multiplayer probably not as hot as Call of Duty multiplayer. The single player probably not as hot as other single player games, but that game is still strictly a kick-ass game. Like it's not. Well, I ain't gonna say it's not as good as any other single player or whatever, but it's not well known. You know, a lot of people known that Resistance 3 single player is the shit, and the story was written like just written to a T. People may be more fans of that game, but games like that only has a certain amount of fan base, compared to other top tier games. Those are the games that's struggling. Games that are actually good, but people aren't really picking it up. Like some movies. There's some movies I haven't even seen before. There's some movies you haven't even seen before. That's some of the greatest movies out there. We just don't know about them. And that's why I love about Netflix and stuff like that, because I can go look at these crazy movies that people recommend that I have never seen before. That's so brilliant that I'm just so glad I watched the movie, because just those are the kind of things where people are not experimenting. They're not trying to figure out and look at other stuff that's out there. They only know one thing. Choked on my words before I lost my train of thought, my train of speech. But they only know one thing. They only know like a couple of things. I say somebody grew up on Halo or whatever. I know one friend that did grow up on Halo. His name on Xbox Live is History 187. One of my friends I know personally. And that's the only game, like in his mind, that's the only shooter game he played. Other than that, he played fighting game. That's the best shooter game that he's ever played in his life. He says that every time he cuts the game on, he tries to play Gears of War, he tries to play Call of Duty, he tries to play other stuff, but he's like, oh man, I'm about to get back on my Halo, man. Halo is for me, man. Like, that's the only thing he knows. Like, he can't, like, if you recommend something to him, he only knows one thing, and that's a lot of people out there. If they like Call of Duty, they like Battlefield, that's the only thing they know. They're not going to give anything else a try. Maybe a shooter that may come out or whatever tomorrow, and people are not going to give it a try because it didn't have no commercials, because it wasn't at E3, because it don't have no big development costs and stuff like that. You got to think about it. Just because something doesn't have big ass commercials or big ass teams doesn't mean that it's not going to be a good game. It just means that they're not popular yet. For example, does Naughty Dog ring a bell? How many members were there in Naughty Dog when Naughty Dog first started? Does Epic ring a bell? How many developers and workers that was working for Epic when Epic first launched, like when they first started like the Unreal games and stuff like that, and first got into the Gears of War games? So you got to grow. As that same thing, like for a prime example, starting a new YouTube channel. That's the same thing as trying to be an underdog and trying to come in and be big. You're not going to be, no matter how good you are, you're not going to be big until people notices you. Until they notice you, you're not going to be nothing. So that said, that concludes my wrap up of the article I wanted to read, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'm out. Peace.